All right, welcome to Chapter 9 with the men preposition and the interrogative hey. The interrogative hey, you may have noticed from the chapter, will oftentimes look similar to the article, definite article. So context will have to tell you which one you're looking at, but quite honestly, you won't it won't throw you off as often as you think. So don't be alarmed by that. Secondly, I want to point out the summary charts for these two prefixes. Section 9.4 on page 42 gives you the summary for the interrogative hey and the men preposition. And then if you skip over to page 47, you actually have a summary of chapters 7 through 9, which is very helpful. So be aware of those things, let those help you. Let's look at a few examples here then, if I can get it to go away. There we go, of the men preposition. So the first thing we want to do is to put on our normal. If you remember, the normal is going to be something like this, where we get the mem with the heric, and then we would have a dagesh forte in the first root letter of the word. In this case, though, we have an aleph that causes us a little bit of problems. Doesn't really cause us problems if we know the rules of gutturals, because what we realize quite quickly is that the gutturals will reject the dagesh forte and get compensatory lengthening in the prefix. So this is going to be our answer to this one. Again, remember that the gutturals reject dagesh fortes. The resh also will reject the dagesh forte in this case. That is the place in which the semi-guttural resh does act like a guttural regarding dagesh fortes. So there is the first one. Let's look at another one then. Wrong direction. Let's go this way. Here we go. So this one now, again, I always start with the normal and then try to work problems, okay? Here is our normal with this one, and quite honestly, that looks okay. Apart from this rule right here. So if you look at Dr. Fuller's explanation of this rule for the men preposition on page 41, section 2, that you get a mem with a heric in front of a yod with a vocal schwa. He will tell you that according to footnote 4-5, which is this footnote right here, the dagesh forte disappears, the yod quiesces, and then we get a heric yod. So let me bounce back. So according to this rule, if you want to go back and look at that, we actually are going to lose the dagesh forte. The yod quiesces. Okay, and we end up then with just the heric yod. And we've seen this before with the prepositions, the inseparable prepositions on the front. So it's nothing super new. It's just that for most of you, this scenario right here probably was not super cumbersome to you. You probably look at that and go, okay, fair enough. But what we need to recognize in this case is that according to the rule here in chapter 4, we actually got to get all my different tools together here. We actually lose the dagesh, lose the schwa, and we end up with the heric yod, Hebrew love story there. Okay, so that one is a little different. Mirushalayim, from Jerusalem is how we would say this, or out of Jerusalem, depending on how the context allows. Let's look at, I think I've got one more here. Yep, this is the last one. Let's look at an interrogative hey on this one. And this is an example from your homework on page 45. The normal, I believe, is this right here. Yep, there's our normal. The issue that we come to here is that we have two vocal schwas at the beginning of the word. And if you remember, whenever we have two vocal schwas at the beginning of the word, they are going to fight. The first schwa is going to become a short vowel. In the case of a composite schwa, it becomes the corresponding short vowel of the composite. So here we have the patach. And then the second schwa becomes a silent schwa instead of vocal. So in some sense, they both lose two vocal schwas. One becomes a short vowel, the other one becomes silent. Nobody wins in a fight. But that one, that there that you're looking at on the screen is going to be the answer for this one, and that is going to be the interrogative. How or what? Judah is what we would have there, and you would have to let the context help you put it together. Actually, I take that back. This is not how or what. This one is you would have to supply is. So depending on what the verb is here, it would be something like, is Judah among us, or is Judah still existing? Something like that, depending on the context. So there's that one. Keep working hard on these. Let me know what questions that you have.